101.5 FM, the only talk FM radio in the Valley. I'm your host, Paul Ira, and we're in studio with James Stein and Michael Cooper, energy managers from Southwest Gas. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
We were talking earlier about all your rebates and things. Now we want to kind of transition over to tips. What can people do to make their homes or businesses more efficient? And businesses are important here too because they're big users. They're usually a lot larger square footage. So tell us about what's going on there.
Yeah, so we'll continue to take you guys back to our website. We've put a lot into our website over the years. So if you go back to swgas.com/tips, there's a lot of different tips on our website, of different ways you can conserve energy and natural gas as well. One of the big ones that we talk about is, setting your water heater thermostat to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Not preheating your natural gas oven if you don't need to. There's a lot of different ways, to conserve. Natural gas clothes dryers, I think many people know, how efficient those are, but, drying full loads versus having oversized loads or, only having a couple things in a dryer, wasting all that energy. So, a little bit of planning, takes a little bit of planning on that side, but, those are just other ways to save and conserve. Another one I think we talked about a little bit was, you talked about turning off your thermostat when you're not home or setting it back. We see a 10% annually savings by turning your thermostat back 10 to 15% 8 hours a day. So when you leave for work in the morning, set that thing back. If you don't have a programmable thermostat already, that's another way of just installing a programmable thermostat and having it do it for you.
We've had NV Energy on the show many times, and all I can say is shame on you if you don't have a free programmable thermostat.
Exactly, they do offer those for free. So
they also do, and they'll be waving their flag too much, but they also do a free audit, so they'll come in and also show how to save on natural gas as well. So what other ideas? We talked a little bit about solar thermal, and for those of us who have pools, that would be much better use than to go with a boiler.
Well, just to piggyback on, you made a comment there about NV Energy and their going out and doing inspections. So Southwest Gas has teamed up with NV Energy on some of that as well. So we'll be doing kind of combined audits. So get to see those in the future moving forward.
Good to see you working across the aisles like that.
Yeah, we do try our best.
All good.
And as far as solar thermal, we do have those programs available in all of our territories. Here in Nevada in particular, you're able to, in all the specifics, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, but we're very proud of our website.
Please do.
And so swgas.com, in our rebate section, we have all the specifics about our rebates, but solar thermal in particular is one where you're able to get the $24 per therm back as far as from the savings that you're able to gain from going with a solar thermal option or setup in your house. And so definitely reach out or go to our website first and foremost, and then it has all the instructions there for you to be able to reach out to get to the appropriate person within our organization to be able to walk you through the process and make sure that you have all the paperwork and everything ready to go to give you money back for these energy efficient efforts.
And so our listeners understand where solar thermal is used. You can use that for your domestic hot water, the water you shower with. You can use it for heating your pool as well. So that's two different systems. You have like design ideas on your website that talk about like domestic hot water and what a system might look like.
It's lots of options out there, and really when you talk about solar thermal hot water, solar heating, it's not just from the residential side. You also have opportunities for those same types of systems on the commercial side too. And so, as far as the design options, lots of that is really going to be case by case based on your setup, your scenario, and your demand, and the amount of space you have as far as the solar square footage you're going to be able to set up. And so we have tips on our website, and we have specifics as far as, what the plan is going to give you money back for. And for us to be able, we can work with you directly and give some ideas and lessons learned from ones that we've seen. And that's probably the best approach to really get into the weeds on that, because it really is very broad what that looks like and case by case.
So in manufacturing, for example, there are a lot of processes that use hot water and sometimes really hot water. I got to believe that if you put solar thermal up on a process like that, you could at least preheat the water going to their high temperature heaters and help cut their costs considerably.
Every little bit adds up. Definitely.
Do you see much manufacturing or industrial applications for solar thermal?
We do see a wide range of them, and here locally we have lots of the casinos and stuff, and so you're seeing a big push with solar being implemented, across different companies that's utilizing it. So definitely.
So you can definitely use it in the kitchen, use it in the laundry. How about hospitals, healthcare? Are you seeing them coming up to speed with solar thermal?
Yes, yes, definitely. And actually hospitals are one of our larger larger customers, because water heating is, and natural gas is one of the dominant fuel sources for water heating, and it's very important from a sanitation standpoint, making sure that everything is disinfected correctly, having the appropriate temperatures for your water that you're using, steaming things, and so natural gas is a very efficient and environmentally friendly way for hospitals to be able to meet those requirements.
And how about cogeneration?
Oh yes, yes, we have that. One big project here that is really kind of I guess you can call it the mecca, is the cogeneration facility at City Center. Not a lot of people are really aware of the great things that facility has been able to do. If you look at their campus, they have a lot of multiple different buildings for City Center, as well as it's called the Park now, and New York, and then even the T-Mobile Arena. These are all big fixtures of our city, but all of them are benefiting from the cogeneration facility that is behind the strip. And they have all kind of water loops. You talk about water, for space heating and for water heating and cooking. They have loops that run throughout their whole campus tied to this cogeneration facility, which is a beautiful. It's as an engineer geek you mentioned earlier. If that doesn't get you excited, then nothing else ever will within the valley, at least. And so they have all that set up, and really being able to see the profiles and the demands on these different sites as a result of this cogeneration facility is very remarkable, the savings they've been able to reach with that alone.
And a little bit out of the box, maybe. We've talked a little bit about community planning and planned communities and sharing rides and sharing vehicles and that kind of thing. Do you see a future where you could have a cogeneration plant that would feed multiple homes within a community and provide hot water and even use solar thermal to generate electricity?
Yeah, so that's something that we've looked at over the years and continue to look at. We've talked to some developers about doing something like that, kind of micro turbines maybe into smaller subdivisions or smaller areas. We've looked at that, and we continue to have those discussions with our developers out there to see what kind of opportunity exists.
So it's kind of like a microgrid, but
Yes.
for heat instead of electricity.
Yeah.
Do you see that application being used anywhere already, or are any projects you're working on like that?
So down on the Las Vegas Strip, there is a central, kind of a district central plant that does sell hot water and domestic hot water and domestic chilled water and whatnot. So that does exist here in town. Some of the central plants for some of these properties are owned by separate companies, so they sell off the BTUs to the casinos and hotels themselves.
Okay, so you're doing this in what we like to call the resort industry.
Yes.
So you see it going into the residential anytime soon?
If we have our way, yes. We'll continue to push down those avenues and those roads to see what we could do. We'd like to create the power, kind of that site versus source discussion that we have, and sell them power as well as hot water.
I've brainstormed about this with architects and city planners, as well as these new planned communities where they're developing a community so you're walking to work, and so you don't have to ride the bus or drive a car or anything. That would be a perfect application, especially in a lot of these where we're getting pretty condensed high-rise buildings. Why we wouldn't put we call it a micro loop of water heating, so that people don't have to be using electricity or natural gas. They could do a solar thermal loop that way and use that. Well, gentlemen, we really appreciate your time today. This has all been a great topic, and appreciate all the tips and everything you've given us. So thanks for being on the show. We've got a couple announcements. Don't forget, Greenfest is April 20th. Again at Summerlin, 9 to 5, a lot of fun. Don't forget the beer garden. Bring the kids, not to the beer garden, but because there's going to be a playground out there. We'll have live music. And for those of you who are not a member of the Green Alliance yet, go on greenalliancenv.org and become a member. And we'll see you next week on Shades of Green on KDWN. Keep it green out there.